Any opportunities we get in Banff, I'm always front of line. Always love the mountains, always love going out to Banff to do work. So when one of our good mechanical contractors called and said they had a big project that they required our services for, I was first to jump on it. This one particular mechanical client had a 13,000-pound air handling unit, and the air handling unit had to get lifted onto a mezzanine that was about 14 feet tall. Problem was, the building was built, the curtain wall was in, the roof was on, and there was no opportunities to open any of that up. So this one actually took me a while to figure out. I was on site for, I think, about 3 hours. Initially, I went with one of our design build rigging systems, and what I quickly realized is the elevation from the top of the mezzanine to the underside of the roof was inches of space due to the height of the air handling unit. We really didn't have any space. Thankfully, came up with a more cost-effective solution that actually worked better for us, worked better for the client, and actually worked better for the timeline. And this is where we brought in our hydraulic gantries that we use quite often. For this particular job, we brought 8 of our hydraulic gantries to site. What we theoretically did is we lifted the unit on top of the gantries and hydraulically pushed the unit to the elevation of the mezzanine. The complication with this one is we couldn't fit any equipment in the actual room with the air handler inside. So we needed to come up with a solution to actually get the air handler on top of the gantries. And the gantries already sit at about 6 feet in elevation. And once you put a beam on top of it, you're kind of getting closer to 7 feet. So a 13,000-pound air handler needing to get on top of 7 feet with no room for equipment was a bit of a challenge. We actually loaded the air handler on top of one of our highboy trailers, and we blocked it quite high. So we ended up driving down the highway at just under 16 feet in elevation to create that space under the unit so we could actually slide beams under and set our gantries underneath. And that was our workaround there.
Pretty cool lift here today involving 8 gantry legs. We had the unit on top of the gantry, which is super abnormal.
So our primary set was the set that was actually going to do the lifting, and we chased it with a secondary set of gantries, just purely from a safety standpoint.
We'd go up 6 inches and then follow up on our inside gantries. Did that all the way up 15 feet. When we got to height, we were able to travel ahead with 4 of our inside gantry legs. And that allowed us to land the beams on top of the mez. At that point, we were pretty much able just to pull the unit straight backwards and transfer it onto skates and then place it on the pad.
I believe the lift in and of itself took about 2 hours, so it was relatively quick. We went up in 6-inch increments, and we were calling out our measurements just to ensure that we remained at a reasonable level the entire way up. So when we actually lifted up to elevation, we had the 2 inches on the one side, and I think we had about 1/8 of an inch on the other side, which made the last kind of couple inches extremely slow. Thankfully, it didn't hinder our progress. It started with a complex idea that got reinvented into something a little bit more simplistic, and using our gantries in a way that they're not necessarily used. This was, again, another one of our out-of-the-box approaches to get this project done, and with that, we were able to do it, again, on time, on budget, and extremely safe. So very happy, again, with how the crews performed and how the overall job went.